Man, I think if I hear one more person talk about how strong the tourism industry here in Nashville is currently, I think I'm just going to like throw up because literally there is no evidence of that whatsoever. If you look at something like retail sales and even non-retail sales, they are in a textbook recession right now. Okay. Um, so recently I've seen sort of the local news stations, as they tend to do, completely misrepresent the fact that something like, hey, hotel tax revenue, through 8 months of the fiscal year in Nashville, Davidson County is like at all-time highs. We have like record visitor growth and shit like that. And they're quoting some number like hotel tax revenue, which is like $95 million through a partial fiscal year. But what they're conveniently leaving out is the fact that something like retail sales, okay, through a calendar year of 2024 is around $22 billion with a B. And they want you to look at the 95 million. 22 billion, 95 million. That's kind of incredible. You guys are so it's impressive just how exceptionally full of shit people are these days. Yeah. Okay. Couple thoughts. If you say something like, you have record number of visitors, or like hotel tax revenue is near all-time highs, whatever it may be, what are you actually measuring there? Okay. Just for the sake of common sense here. Number one, you're measuring inflation. Shit is just more expensive these days, right? And number two, in the United States, we still have population growth, albeit it is slowing, but it is still positive, which means by extension, more people are just going to come and visit a place like Nashville. Kind of awesome, right? Really, really dumb. Look, I just want to be clear. I want to see small business do well, but if you're none the wiser and you hear that messaging, which is not a new phenomenon from mainstream media completely misrepresenting things, and you just don't know any better, that could lead to maybe a poor financial choice. Just very, very unfortunate. And I know people think I'm like a doomer or whatever, and that's just not true at all. The only thing I have a problem with is grift. I love small business. I want to see them do well, especially if they're value add in whatever good or service that they're selling. I mean, anybody who says like, hey, you're a doomer or whatever, that's like a 5-year-old being presented with reality. They're just a dumbass. That being said, right now, we don't need that, okay? People need to be making informed decisions. And I know like folks want to like latch on to something that sounds good, but we need to just like take a step back and look at the math. Quite frankly, I would love to just show a chart of this information through like the two previous like real economic cycles that we've had, like .com and GFC here in town, okay? I'm not just like retail sales here in Nashville. Okay, the pattern of the retail sales looks pretty much identical to what you see at a national level. I know, right? Shocking. So, there is a perfectly good reason something like leisure and hospitality job growth looks terrible right now. It's basically on the zero bound, and then retail sales has dropped tremendously. It's basically sort of around that zero bound too. Even when you look at something like in-plane passenger data through something like BNA, it's also just zero bound, more or less, just sort of like oscillating in that range. So, guys, the COVID stimmies are just wearing off. I don't know what else to say. I mean, if I showed this chart, maybe I'll do it in another video. Basically, I'm just one person, but if those people were forced to face the music who are saying things like that, we have strong tourism numbers and it's bucking the national trends, they would have to admit, oh yeah, we made that shit up. That's how bad this is, okay? But, I guess it's, despite how crazy everything is these days and how expensive things are, especially, if you really think about it, it is kind of like a mindset thing. Because when I see stuff like that, all of these people misrepresenting what's actually happening in a place like Nashville, that shit is free entertainment.